Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Have you guys had your breakfast, lunch, or perhaps dinner? Oh, you haven't? Then you should probably eat soon because if you won't, you get sick. I don't want you guys to get sick. We all have to take care of ourselves and our health, okay? And no matter how bad the situation, we should always keep a positive mind and a positive heart. And don't forget to always be grateful wherever you go. So, have you guys ever went to school? If so, where? Well, in fact, I go to an Islamic boarding school in Pacet, Mojokerto. Yeah, Pacet. Such a remote area, right? I can guarantee some people never even heard of it. But even though I go to a boarding school and is in a remote area, that doesn't mean I'm not up to date. I still can know a lot of information about what's going on in Indonesia and the outside world, like about the financial problems, politics, and the economy. And I also know a lot about the entertainment world, either that's about social media or, in fact, celebrity drama. By that, you can easily tell that I can get easy access to the internet, right? Well, but they also limit us because they don't want us to consume too much of that. Because not everything on the internet is good, right? And having too much of anything isn't good either. And if you think my school has a bad accreditation, you're wrong. It is in fact A. And yes, it is important for us to have good grades. In fact, teachers would literally come to school at night to teach you and give you some extra lessons. Doesn't that sound great? But what teachers mainly hope for each and every student to have is good ethics and good moral value. Okay, before I go on further with my speech, let me introduce myself. My name is Nabila Syakira from International Standard High School of Amanatul Ummah, and I'm here to give out my speech with the theme The Role of Education in Creating Critical, Rhetoric, and Ethical Characters in Future Development. Now, I really think other school systems should follow mine. Why? Because even though they tell us to always have good grades, on how to be the smartest, to win competitions, but what they mainly value in us is to have good moral value. Because if we don't have it, they don't care. They don't care how smart we are. They don't care how talented we are. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. A quote by Aristotle. And they also teach us on how to respect our teachers, our parents, our friends, even our little brothers and sisters. And they always teach us to never be arrogant, because we wouldn't have achieved anything or be as smart, as talented if it weren't for our Almighty God, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, that have gave us so much. And we also get extra lessons, extra Islamic lessons, or mu'adalah. In Mu'adalah, we learn a lot about Islam, clearly about the rules, on how we get sin, on how we get reward, and basically a lot of it. And what I found out about it, that Islam is so much more forgiving than being consequencing. But sadly, not a lot of people know about this, and that's such a shame. That's why I want other schools to have what my school has. And if you think my school is only about Islamic lessons, you're not completely right, because they also shape us on how we can be a critical thinker and a good leader. That's why they have provided us with five different organizations about discipline, language, student council, scout, and journalist. By that, students with different passions can go to anywhere they want, not only providing with one choice like only student council or only discipline or only scout, but five. Isn't that great? And they also teach us on how we can be a good leader. By being a good leader, what do we need to have? Good in decision making. Decision making allows us to think fast critically, solve problems, take advantage of opportunities, and many more. Most importantly, if you're making that decision that affect not only yourself but your entire organization. And in making a good decision, it isn't easy. But once you've got the hang of it and is good at it, well, you can bring a lot of benefits to yourself and even to your organization. And you can know how to maintain your success of yourself and your entire organization. Okay, and have you guys ever went to a seminar? And usually the speaker is good at public speaking, aren't they? And once you hear what they're saying, don't you just constantly agree on everything that they're saying? Yeah. And have you ever wondered how to get good public speaking? Well, it's not just talking randomly in front of a lot of people, but you have to have strategies and good practice. And in my school, they teach us that every day we have a morning ceremony, and after that, they tell students to go up in front and perform a speech. And teachers will evaluate it and score it. Doesn't that sound great? And because of a lot of points that I have talked about above, doesn't that remind you guys one person? Yes, it is indeed Miss Najwa Shihab. Wow, isn't she great? She's an activist, she's a feminist, she's a journalist, she's an actress, and so much more. And she hosts in her own show, or used to be called Mata Najwa. And she used to invite people from all around to come and have a chat with her. Usually, you know those people when you go to social media and you found out that they're for some reason trending? Yeah, she invites those kind of people. And usually those cases are sometimes good or bad, but even though they're bad, she still had the courage to have a chat with them. And sometimes they mock her in front of her face, lie to her, but she always seemed calm and still be polite. That's what having a good moral value is. And she just doesn't like blah 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 ask questions randomly, but she asks the more important questions. That's what having a critical mind is. And you know, she done a lot of public speaking and influenced a lot of people, including me. That's what having a good public speaking is. So what I'm trying to say is that other schools shouldn't just focus on how their students have a good grade, be super smart, be super talented, but on how they can be critical, rhetoric, and ethical. I guess that's all for my speech. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you later.